Crafting a strategic organization for your literature review is essential in review paper writing process. Begin by considering the most effective way to present information in your literature review. This involves selecting the appropriate structure and format to ensure clarity and coherence. Outline the key topics and subtopics essential for comprehensive review. Identify the main themes and concepts that will form a backbone of your literature review. Strategically decide the order in which you will present the topics for optimal coherence and readers' understanding. Consider factors such as logical flow, thematic connection, and the significance of each topic. Determine the type of literature review you are conducting, whether it focuses on theory, methodology, policy, quantitative research, qualitative research, or other aspects. Understanding the scope and purpose of your review will guide your organization. Crafting a clear structure of your paper is essential for presenting your work. Before diving into writing your review paper, take time to organize your thoughts. This will help you establish a clear structure and ensure a coherent flow of information throughout your review paper. Ensure that you understand the flow of information in your paper and that nothing important is forgotten. Consider the logical progression of ideas and how each section contributes to the overall narrative. Develop a clear outline of your paper, outlining what you plan to include in each section or subsection. This serves as a roadmap for your writing process, keeping you focused and on track. A structured outline enables you to organize your ideas systematically and fit them into your paper in an organized fashion. This ensures that no important points are overlooked and that your paper is well organized and easy to follow. Here we will discuss the structure and components of a review paper. Start your review paper with a clear and descriptive title that reflects the content and focus of your review. This title should succinctly capture the essence of your review paper. Follow the title with an abstract, a brief summary of your review paper. The abstract should provide an overview of the main points discussed in your review paper, including the objectives, methods, key findings, and conclusions. Begin the body of your review paper with an introduction. This section should provide background information on the topic, introduce the central problem or question addressed in the review, and outline the structure of a paper. Next, provide a comprehensive review of the methods used in the studies included in your review. This section should detail the research designs, data collection methods, and analytical approaches employed by the authors. Following the method section, summarize the outcomes of the studies reviewed. Highlight the key findings, trends, patterns, or controversies identified in the literature. Discuss existing research gaps or limitations identified in the literature. This section should highlight the areas where further research is needed or where the existing literature falls short. Provide insights into the future research scope of research in the field. Discuss potential avenues for future research and how addressing the existing gaps could advance knowledge in the area. Conclude your review paper by summarizing the main findings and implications of your review. Reflect on the significance of the research reviewed and reiterate the key takeaways for the reader. Optionally, include an acknowledgement section to recognize individuals or organizations that contributed to the development of the review paper. Finally, conclude your review paper with a list of references which are cited in the review. Ensure that all sources are properly cited and formatted according to the required citation style. Include essential information about authors and their affiliations in a research paper. It emphasizes the importance of accurately listing authors and their affiliations, including any membership information if applicable, and formatting the information according to the guidelines provided by the publisher. Here, we will discuss the key components and considerations of crafting an effective abstract. Begin your abstract by succinctly summarizing the research problem, the methodology used to address it, and the main outcomes of the review. This provides readers with a clear objective of the study's scope and findings. Highlight the significance and implications of the review in addressing the research problem. Discuss the broader implications of the findings and their relevance to the field, demonstrating the importance of the study. Review the targeted journal's requirements for abstract length and format. Ensure that your abstract adheres to the specific word count limitations and follows any formatting guidelines provided by the journal. Emphasize the novelty and originality of the review, highlighting any unique contributions to the literature. Discuss how findings of the review advance understanding in the field and contribute to the ongoing research efforts. Start your introduction by providing background information on the research area. Offer a brief overview of the significance of the topic and any relevant historical context or developments that have led to the current state of the knowledge. Clearly state the purpose and objectives of your review. Present the research question or thesis statement that your review aims to address and explain the focus and scope of your investigation. Formulate a specific research question or hypothesis to guide your review. Emphasize the importance of this question within the research field and explain the novel insights that your review aims to offer. Conclude the introduction by giving a brief summary of the structure or organization of rest of the paper. Provide an overview of what readers can expect in each section and how paper is organized to address the research question. Here, we will focus on the key components and strategies for drafting the main body of the review paper. Organize the literature into themes or categories to provide structure and coherence to your review. Identify common threads or trends in the research that emerge across different studies. Conduct a critical evaluation of the literature by assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the study reviewed. Discuss the methodologies used in the literature and analyze the reliability and validity of the findings presented. Explore different theoretical frameworks or conceptual perspectives used in the literature. Discuss how these frameworks contribute to the understanding of the topic and shape the interpretation of the research findings. Summarize the current state of knowledge on the topic based on the literature reviewed. Identify gaps or areas that need further exploration, providing insights into future research directions. Discuss the different research methods employed in the studies reviewed. Compare and contrast these methodologies to highlight their respective strengths and limitations, providing insights into the overall quality of the research. Identify emerging trends in the field based on the literature reviewed. Suggest potential areas for further research that build upon these trends, offering insights into the direction of the field. Synthesize the findings from the various studies included in your review. Look for patterns, contradictions, or gaps in the literature to provide a comprehensive analysis of the state of the knowledge on a topic. Conclude your review paper by summarizing the key findings and insights generated from your review. Discuss the implications of the literature for the field and provide actionable recommendations for the future research endeavors. Guide the reader through your literature review by incorporating informative subheadings. These descriptive labels help organize your content and group related studies and ideas together for easier comprehension. Enhance the readability of your review by maintaining a smooth flow between sections. Incorporate transition sentences to seamlessly connect different parts of your narrative, ensuring cohesive and engaging reading experience. Enhance the visual appeal and clarity of your review by incorporating relevant graphics such as diagrams or tables. Center the graphics and provide ample space around them to prevent crowding within the text, allowing reader to easily interpret the information which is presented. Ensure clarity and precision in your language usage throughout the review. Strike a balance between direct quotations and paraphrasing and choose verb tense strategically to maintain consistency and coherence in your writing. Using visual tools for thought organization is essential. Utilize feature maps to classify and categorize thoughts into a tabular form. These maps provide a structured overview, allowing you to organize your ideas systematically and identify relationships between different concepts. Create concept maps to establish links between concepts and processes. These maps showcase the relationships between ideas and their practical applications, helping you visualize complex relationships and understand how different elements interact with each other. Construct trees to demonstrate how a central topic branches out into subthemes and related questions. By representing stages in the development of a topic through visual tree construction, you can map out the progression of your thoughts and identify key area for exploration. Enhancing your research presentation utilizing figures, tables, and charts is essential. Incorporate figures, tables, diagrams, graphs, and bar charts to visually present your data and experimental setup. These visual aids provide clarity and enhanced understanding, making it easier for readers to interpret your findings. Accompany your figures and tables with analytical explanations that delve into the details of your findings. Discuss the significance of the numbers and trends depicted in your visual representations, providing insightful commentary to complement the visuals. Include comparative statements to highlight differences or similarities between different sets of data or experimental conditions. Comparisons add depth to your analysis and allow readers to better understand the nuances of your findings. Conclude your presentation of findings with clear and concise conclusive points. Summarize the key outcomes of your research, emphasizing the main key takeaways and implications of the field. Present tabular reviews that provide a structured overview of the strengths and limitations of your study. Organize your analysis in a clear and systematic manner, highlighting the implications of your findings for future research. Ensure high quality resolution of your figures and visual aids to maintain clarity and readability. Opt for crisp and clear images that enhances the professional appearance of your research presentation. Here, we will discuss the key strategies for the interpretation and analysis of the findings. Relate the findings of your review back to the research question and objectives. Discuss how the results align with the existing theories or contradict previous findings, providing insights into the significance of your review's contribution to the field. Highlight similarities and differences among the studies included in your review. Identify any discrepancies or inconsistencies that require further investigation, fostering a deeper understanding of the nuances between the body of literature. Utilizing abbreviations in your paper is extremely important for saving the word count. Abbreviations are defined for frequently or repeatedly used terms in the article, such as here, mobile routing is defined as MR and reused. This practice helps saving the word count and enhance the readability by streamlining the text. Ensure that all abbreviations are defined when they first appear in the text and later abbreviations are consistently reused throughout the paper. Perform a dedicated round of proofreading to verify the accuracy and consistency of all the abbreviations. Perform a separate round of proofreading specifically dedicated to cross-verifying the usage and definition of abbreviations. This meticulous approach ensures that all abbreviations are correctly defined and consistently used throughout the paper. Ensuring accuracy in references and citations is extremely important. Cross-check all figures and table numbers and their referral to the text to ensure consistency. The numbers referred to in the text, figures, and tables must match accurately, maintaining clarity and precision in your paper. Verify all the references to ensure that the cited sources and the listed references are exactly the same. Follow the standard referencing format recommended by the publisher to maintain professionalism and adherence to the academic standards. For journal papers, conference papers, and other sources, Adhere to standard referencing format recommended by the publisher. Ensure accuracy in the detail such as author's name, title, journal or conference's name, volume number, issue number, page numbers, and publication date. Crafting a compelling conclusion, summarizing contributions and significance is important for any review or research article. Provide a brief overview of your contributions to the field. Highlight the key insights and findings that your review has uncovered, emphasizing the value it adds to the existing literature. Summarize impactful and conclusive points that have emerged from your review. These points should resonate with the reader and leave a lasting impression of the significance of your research. Acknowledge any limitations of your study. Discuss areas where further research or improvements could be made, maintaining transparency and integrity in your conclusions. Summarize the key findings from your review, providing closure by explaining their relevance. Address the so what aspect to emphasize the importance of your review in advancing understanding within the field. Discuss the implications of your findings for your future research. Establish connections to the current study or broader research context, highlighting opportunities for further exploration and discovery. Emphasize the importance of your review in contributing valuable insights to the scientific literature. Stress the significance of your findings and the potential impact that they may have on advancing knowledge within the field. Under the acknowledgement section, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the funding agency for their generous support, which made this research possible. Their financial assistance played a crucial role in the successful completion of this study. We would also like to acknowledge the invaluable support provided by any organization during the survey phase of our research. Their cooperation and resources greatly facilitated the data collection process and contributed to the overall quality of our findings. Additionally, we should extend our heartfelt thanks to any person for their assistance and guidance throughout this project, as their expertise and insights were instrumental in shaping our research direction and methodology. Finally, we would like to acknowledge the significant contributions of any person whose involvement in this study was sizable. Revision before submission is indeed a critical step in the research process to ensure the manuscript is polished and meets high quality standards. Here are some key points to consider during the revision process. Revise multiple times. Aim to revise the manuscript at least 2 times on your own before sharing it with your supervisor. Each revision should aim to improve the writing quality by 10 to 15%. Alignment with the research problem statement is essential. Ensure that the manuscript aligns with your research problem statement. Review the content to verify if it addresses the research problem effectively and stays focused on the main objectives. Check for completeness. Verify if any crucial information or elements are missing from the manuscript. Review the content comprehensively to ensure all relevant aspects of the research are adequately addressed. Clarity and coherence. Assess the clarity of the writing and identify any confusing or ambiguous paragraphs. Look for explanations that could be clearer or require additional evidence or support to enhance understanding. Length and complexity. Evaluate the length of the manuscript and assess if it contains unnecessary or repetitive information. Consider cutting down redundant segments to improve clarity and conciseness. Additionally, ensure that the complexity of the content meets the expected standards for the target audience. Restructuring and organization. Be open to restructuring the initial outline if it improves the overall organization and flow of the manuscript. Adjust the structure as needed to enhance readability and coherence. Eliminate the redundancies. Identify and improve any redundant or irrelevant segments from the manuscripts. Avoid repetitions to maintain the reader's interest and focus on essential information. By carefully reviewing and revising your manuscript according to these guidelines, you can ensure that it is well prepared for final submission and meets the highest standard of quality and clarity. Prioritizing the most significant changes during the revision process is crucial for enhancing the overall quality of the manuscript. Here is how you can approach it. Identify significant changes. Begin by identifying the most significant changes needed based on the feedback from evaluations or your own assessment. This may include restructuring the content, clarifying arguments, or addressing gaps in the literature. Execute transformations. Once you have identified the key areas for improvement, start implementing the necessary transformations. Focus on making substantive changes that will have a noticeable impact on the clarity and coherence of the manuscript. Start with content and composition. Prioritize changes related to content and composition as they form the foundation of the manuscript. This could involve reordering information, reformulating arguments to enhance clarity and depth, or presenting information in a different order to improve coherence. Be flexible. Remain flexible and adaptable throughout the revision process. Don't feel pressured to make too many changes at once. Instead, focus on addressing the most critical issues first before moving on to the smaller adjustments. Cut and add as needed. Be prepared to cut out unnecessary or redundant sections while also adding new content to strengthen your arguments or provide additional support. Ensure that every addition contributes meaningfully to the overall coherence and effectiveness of the manuscript. Overcome psychological barriers. Recognize that revising a manuscript can be challenging and it may take some time to overcome psychological barriers or pushbacks. Stay committed to the goal of publishing in high quality journals or conferences. Restore if necessary. Do not hesitate to revert to the previous versions if new changes don't work as intended. Experiment with different approaches and be willing to backtrack if needed to maintain the integrity and effectiveness of the manuscript. By prioritizing significant changes, remaining flexible, and persistently working towards the improvements, you can ensure that your manuscript is well prepared for the submission to reputable journals or conferences. Editing, proofreading, and peer reviewing are essential steps in ensuring the quality and accuracy of your manuscript. Here is a checklist to guide you through this process. Fix typos and spelling errors. Carefully review the manuscript to identify and correct any typos or spelling errors. Use spell checking tools and perform proofreading to catch any overlooked mistakes. Address missing words. Double check the manuscript for missing words or incomplete sentences. Ensure that all sentences are grammatically complete and convey the intended meaning clearly. You can use AI tools for linguistic enhancements. Review confusing words. Verify that the word choices are appropriate and convey the intended message accurately. Avoid using confusing or ambiguous terms that may obscure the meaning of the text. Rectify punctuation errors. Check for correct punctuation usage throughout the manuscript, including commas, periods, semicolons, and colons. Ensure the consistency in publication style and placement. Verify spaces. Scan the manuscript for missing or excess spaces between words, sentences, or paragraphs. Ensure that the spacing is consistent and uniform throughout the document. Check capitalization, formatting, and referencing. Confirm that capitalization and formatting are applied consistently according to the style guidelines of the target journal or publication. Verify that all references are cited accurately and formatted correctly according to the designated citation style. Ensure consistent use of defined terms. Review the manuscript to ensure that all terms defined earlier in the text are used consistently and appropriately throughout the paper. Avoid introducing new terms or variations that may confuse readers. Match numbers across sections. Compare the numbers mentioned in the abstract and conclusion with those in the main text, figures, and tables. Ensure consistency and accuracy in numerical data presented throughout the manuscript. Cross-check the citations and references. Verify that all citations in the text are matched with the corresponding entries in the reference list. Ensure that the references are properly formatted and listed accordance with the designated citation style. Check document formatting, syntax, and grammar. Conduct a comprehensive review of the document's formatting, syntax, and grammar. Pay attention to sentence structure, paragraph transition, and overall coherence to ensure clarity and readability. By systematically reviewing and addressing these aspects during the editing, proofreading, and peer review process, you can enhance the quality and professionalism of your manuscript before the submission. During the editing phase, it's crucial to meticulously examine the text, resolving grammatical issues and ensuring clarity. Take a sentence by sentence approach, addressing grammar concerns and refining each sentence for readability and precision. To elevate the standard of your English, leverage multiple writing AI tools such as Grammarly or WordTune. These tools can help enhance language usage, correct errors, and suggest improvements in vocabulary and paraphrasing. Consider using advanced vocabulary to articulate your work more effectively. Aim to convey complex ideas in a clear and concise manner, avoiding overlay technical language that may confuse readers. Strive to refine sentence structure by combining small or simplistic sentences into more complex ones where appropriate. Conversely, trim down lengthy sentences to maintain readability and coherence. Clarify any technical ambiguities present in the text, ensuring that the concepts are explained clearly and comprehensibly. Seek feedback from your colleagues and supervisor by requesting them to review and provide comments on your paper before submitting to a journal or a conference. Incorporating their insights can help identify areas for improvement and strengthen the overall quality of your manuscript. Remember, stating English is not my native language is not a valid justification for reviewers who struggle to comprehend your work. Reviewers expect papers to be written in clear and coherent English, regardless of author's native language. Poorly written articles are more likely to be rejected, as readability and clarity are essential factors in the evaluation process. Enhancing written communication is very important for any publication. Precise punctuation is essential for clear communication. Use commas, semicolons, and other marks judiciously to enhance readability and convey your intended meaning accurately. Maintain consistency in grammar and punctuation throughout your writing. Inconsistencies can lead to confusion and hinder understanding. Ensure that punctuation marks are used consistently and appropriately across the entire document. Ensure that each sentence contains a clear subject, verb, and object for completeness and clarity. Well-structured sentences contribute to coherence of paragraphs and facilitate smoother reading. Incorporate transition words and phrases such as hence, therefore, but, thus, as a result, and in contrast to establish coherence and logical flow between paragraphs and ideas. These transition words strengthen the development of ideas and guide the reader through your arguments, facilitating understanding and engagement with your writing. Enhancing your written communication skills can make a world of difference in effectively conveying your ideas and messages. One key aspect of improving your writing is mastering the art of transition, seamlessly connecting your thoughts and guiding your reader through your content. Here we'll explore a variety of transitional words and phrases that will take your writing to the next level. Let's start with adding information. When you want to introduce additional points or expand on your ideas, consider using words like moreover, furthermore, additionally, or in addition to. These words signal to your reader that there is more to come. For instance, you could say, moreover, the study found that, or additionally, it's important to note that. This phrase helps strengthen your argument by providing extra supporting evidence. Now, what about contrasting ideas? When you want to present opposing viewpoints or highlight differences, words like however, nevertheless, or on the other hand can be used. For example, you might say, however, some researchers argue, or on the other hand, there is evidence to suggest. These phrases add depth to your analysis by acknowledging alternative perspectives. Moving on to cause and effect. When you want to show the relationship between actions and their consequences, words like consequently, therefore, and thus can be incredibly useful. For example, you could say, consequently, the company saw a significant increase in the profits. Or, therefore, it can be concluded that. These phrases help clarify the logical connections in your writing. Expressing similarity is another important aspect of effective communication. When you want to highlight similarities between ideas or concepts, words like similarly, in the same way, or likewise can be effective. For example, you might say, similarly, both studies reach similar conclusions. Or likewise, the finding of the research supports the following. These phrases help reinforce your points by drawing parallels between them. Sequencing ideas is essential for maintaining coherence in your writing. When you want to organize your thoughts in a logical order, words like firstly, next, or then can help guide your reader through your content. You could say, firstly, let's examine the historical context, or next, we'll discuss the implication of the findings. These phrases provide a roadmap for your reader, ensuring they follow your argument effortlessly. Finally, let's talk about summarizing or concluding your ideas. When you want to wrap up your argument or provide a final thought, phrases like in conclusion, to sum up, or ultimately can bring your writing to a satisfying closure. For example, you might say, in conclusion, this study highlights the importance of the following, or ultimately, the findings suggest the following. This phrase is signal to your reader that you have reached the end of your discussion. By incorporating these transitional words and phrases into your writing, you can create a smoother, more cohesive narrative that keeps your reader engaged from start to finish. So next time you sit down to write, remember to enhance your communication with the power of transitional words. These are some of the sample exercise paragraphs with transitions which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. Here, we will take a few exercises practicing sample language for summary and synthesis. When we want to highlight recent advances, we can say, recent studies by the particular authors have shed light on significant advancements in our understanding of the following. When we want to indicate pioneer contributions, we can say, the foundational work of the authors laid the groundwork for the subsequent research. To demonstrate the comparative analysis, we can say, in their comparative study, the authors evaluated various approaches. For exploration of algorithms, we can say that by building on the algorithmic research of the authors, further investigations delve into the intricacies of the following. To show methodological innovations, we can say the methodological innovations introduced by the authors have significantly influenced the approach. In the ever-evolving landscape of research, scholars often present contrasting perspectives on key points. For example, recent research by the authors challenges the traditional views held by previous authors, offering a fresh perspective on the following. Additionally, the extended investigations carried out by the authors build upon the pioneer work of the previous authors, delving deeper into the following. The author's in-depth examination sheds new light on the phenomenon of the following, revealing previously unseen complexities. Moreover, the meta-analysis conducted by the authors integrates the findings of the multiple studies, providing a comprehensive overview of the following. Finally, studies by the authors offer insights into emerging trends in the field, paving the way for future research and innovation. By synthesizing these diverse perspectives and findings, researchers can deepen their understanding of complex issues and drive progress in their respective fields. These are some of the example exercise paragraphs for summary and synthesis which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. In the realm of academic research, it's essential to not only understand individual studies, but also to compare and critique them to advance knowledge. One crucial aspect is exploring the relationships between studies. By analyzing the interconnections among various pieces of research, we can uncover novel perspectives and identify areas of divergence or controversy. Moreover, it's important to pinpoint areas that require further testing. This involves identifying views or hypotheses that may lack sufficient evidence and highlighting aspects in need of additional empirical validation. Examining gaps, inconclusive findings, contradictions, or limited evidence is also crucial. By identifying these areas, we can shed light on where research may be insufficient and guide future inquiries. Finally, it's essential to evaluate the adequacy of research designs and methodologies. Identifying shortcomings in study designs or methods is critical for ensuring the credibility and reliability of research outcomes. By engaging in thorough comparison and critique, researchers can contribute to advancement of knowledge and the refinement of research practices. These are some of the sample language exercises for comparison and critique which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. The use of evaluative adjectives will substantially enhance the writing quality standard. We can use evaluative adjectives such as comprehensive, insightful, innovative, convincing, inadequate, prominent, profound, etc. to enhance the writing quality. This is a sample language exercise with evaluative adjectives which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. Navigating the drafting process of your literature review requires attention to detail and precision. Let's explore some common pitfalls to avoid. First and foremost, maintain a professional language throughout your review. Avoid the temptation to use cheekiness or emotional appeals that could undermine the credibility of your work. Limit the use of quotations. While they can add precision, excessive quoting can disrupt the flow of your review. Following guidelines and expert recommendations, such as advising 1 or 2 quotes per section, is good. Ensure fluency and cohesiveness in your writing. Your literature review should not read like a mere list of facts. Incorporate transitions to connect ideas and create a unified narrative. Transitions are your friends. Use them effectively to develop fluency and articulate connections between different sections of your literature review. Do not solely rely on headings. Instead, let transitions guide your reader seamlessly through your work.